How can a system that simply guesses the next word write a compelling essay, solve a complex math problem, or, debug hundreds of lines of Python code? If it's all just guessing words based on past statistics, where does the actual capability come from?
To understand the magic, we first have to strip it all away. Let's look at the foundational code, the bare metal that actually drives this entire system, the autoregressive loop. Think of this process as a continuous compounding cycle. Step 1, the model looks at the context. It conditions itself on all previous outputs. Step 2, it uses that context to predict the very next token or word. Step 3, it appends that brand new token right to the end of the context. And finally, step 4, it loops right back around and repeats the whole process until it hits an end-of-sequence marker. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that the model constantly feeds on its own previous outputs. Every single new word becomes part of the history for the next word. And well, this right here is exactly why small mistakes can compound over time. If it predicts a bad token in step 2, that bad token becomes part of the permanent context for step 1 on the very next loop around. Because this engine is constantly feeding on its own output in this relentless loop, human operators need tools to control it. Otherwise, things get messy. Let's look at controlling the output, dials and knobs. To keep these models in check in a production environment, we have to use a few vital stopping criteria. Now, the most natural way a model stops is by predicting an EOS, or end-of-sequence token. Sometimes we also use stop strings, basically cutting the model off if it generates a specific trigger, like a new line followed by the word human. But here is a real job-ready trick. The most crucial safety net is the max new tokens limit. This is a hard limit, say 512 tokens. Without this safety net in place, an autoregressive loop can hallucinate and just generate garbage literally forever, completely burning through all your compute resources.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we actually decode the output. The model gives us a full probability distribution for the entire vocabulary. If we want hard, deterministic facts, we use greedy decoding, which just means taking the mathematically most likely word every time. For creative writing, we use sampling, which is often refined by filters like top K, restricting the choice to a specific number of top candidates. But notice top P down there, also known as nucleus sampling. This is where we sample from the smallest set of words whose cumulative probability hits a certain threshold. That right there is currently the state-of-the-art strategy for modern chatbots, because it offers the perfect balance of coherence and natural-sounding variety.
And we can't forget another absolutely crucial knob, temperature. This mathematically scales the raw numbers before a word is even picked. Setting the temperature down to 0 gives you a greedy, strictly deterministic answer with absolutely zero randomness. It's robotic, it's highly predictable. But if you crank that temperature dial all the way up to 2, the probabilities become almost completely uniform. It flattens the distribution, leading to highly diverse and often totally chaotic or nonsensical rating, simply because very unlikely words suddenly have a much higher chance of being chosen.
So we have the core loop, and we have the controls. Now for a brief pit stop to look at optimizing performance. The engine tuning.
Running an autoregressive loop to generate thousands of words requires an incredible amount of processing power. So to actually make this usable, developers rely on an optimization technique called KV caching, or key value caching. This basically involves storing the previously calculated keys and values right in memory. Why? Well, because without it, the model would have to completely recompute its attention over the entire previous context every single time it wants to generate just one single new word. By storing them, we just reuse the old calculations. This optimization is so vital that major platforms like Hugging Face just have this enabled by default.
To really wrap our heads around the impact of this, look at the stark mathematical contrast here. Naive generation, where you recompute everything every single step, has an O of n squared cost. That means as the text gets longer, the computational cost explodes exponentially. It becomes a massive bottleneck. But plug in KV caching, and the cost drops to O of n, meaning it scales linearly. This single optimization is exactly what allows these models to generate long essays in seconds rather than hours.